Hello everyone, welcome back. We haven't actually got the lights on yet. This is kind of a little bit scuffed, but today's been a bit scuffed in general. We have been a little bit rushed today in how we've been getting on with stuff, but we are here. We are a little bit late. Apologies for that, but welcome on in, and thank you Icy for the raid. Do appreciate it. As always got to give an exclamation mark Icy to support the boys. We also have Sean in the chat. We have Hunter, welcome, and we have Valley. Everyone is here. Everyone is here. But today is a very exciting day because we do have a new speed box. We did just watch Icy playing a ton with the new heroes. We have been seeing some other people trying out some of the other stuff. We've got the generators. We've got the mutants. I actually am quite a big fan of mutants. I have played a bit of mutants in the past. I don't know that I'm specifically going to go into this box just because my gems can be a little bit all over the place, right? So I don't know if I specifically want to go into this box, and I think that is something that in general seems to be the common opinion is this box is kind of a skip, but you know, maybe you go into it. Yeah, it's a bit awkward. It is a little bit awkward. Is that? United for Eternity we have in the chat. Hello, how are you doing? How's your day been? The day's been a little bit hectic. So I woke up and I wasn't like feeling great. I had a headache, and that, you know, that's never how you want to start the day. And then stuff started like piling on, and I ended up having quite a lot to do, which is kind of frustrating because it's like, yeah, it's Tuesday, I want to stream. So we had to get all that done. Now that is all done though, we are here, we are playing, we are streaming, and we're here to do what we do best, which is yap. So welcome on in. I would only ever invest into that for the level 9s to make Dyson Sphere playable. I mean, Dyson Sphere is like, it's a cool idea. I don't know how often anyone's actually going to summon it, even if they use the new skill. So I don't know. It's a weird one. I feel like this is a box of stuff that is fun. It's a box of stuff that you'll probably see on the ladder, because Generator has always been in that kind of like, I've always compared it to Time Lord. And not that they play anything similar to Time Lord, but in the sense that it's a deck that I think a lot of people gravitate towards because it's quite simple in how it does stuff, and what it does is very flashy. It's just not necessarily particularly strong. So I would expect all of the new decks to be like very coggable, but probably not going to perform super well in tournaments. That's kind of how I think it's going to go, but we'll have to wait and see, right? We'll have to wait and see. Nice to sit here. All is good now. Oh yeah. We have Big Man Neo in the chat. Thoughts on the free Light Galaxy deck? Salutations, by the way. Hello. The new Light Galaxy deck, the free Light Galaxy deck is fine. It is... So you can effectively get 2 copies of it, right? So if you accept someone else's code, you'll get a copy of it. Then if you give your code to someone else, you'll get a second copy of it. Which means you can get double everything in there. So you can end up with 2 Secret Order, you can get 2 Extraplora, 2 Eternal Galactica Oblivion. You get all of it, right? You get everything times 2. Now, the only contradiction there, in terms of like limitations, is you will end up with 2 Klein and 2 Secret Order. So something has to go. Obviously, that'll be a Klein because Secret Orders are really good. So you take those out, and then what you've got left is still like fantastic. You do also end up with 2 Leica. So you'll probably want to go and get your 3rd from the card trader. But then like, that is a amazing like first deck, or like modern deck to take into ladder. That's going to be really, really good. And it is a little bit worrying because now we might see on ladder people playing Light Galaxy a lot more, and Light Galaxy is still a really strong deck. That being said, if we now see kind of a balance of Light Galaxy hero and spellcasters, on one hand it's like, well, that's just kind of the meta. And on the other hand, it's like, well, if we have 3 different decks that are all seeing a lot of play, then it's like it's quite diverse, right? So I think overall, it's probably going to be good, like a net positive. One thing I will say is, because I did build this deck on one of my gemless accounts, and not having a legend trap is still really obvious, right? So if you're obviously a new player, or you're a speed player, and you're coming over to just grab the gems from like cogging and rush and doing all the rush events or whatever, you don't really want to invest in a legend trap because they're all bundles, and you don't really want to spend gems, and you don't want to get like the card packs for the latest boxes. That probably isn't relevant to what you want. So there's no like good legend trap to get, whereas with the spells, Pot of Greed's given to everyone, so everyone has a pog, so that doesn't matter. I would just like to see a legend trap be put as like a lifetime mission or something, just so that players have access to that, right? Like, I think the best one would probably be widespread. Just give widespread to everyone. Take it out of the bundle. Give it to everyone. I don't think it matters at this point. It's just kind of frustrating that we don't have it. Magic Cylinder? I don't think that's the direction we want to go in. Magic Cylinder... I mean, I've said this for a long time. I don't like winning with Magic Cylinder, and I don't like losing to Magic Cylinder. Now, obviously, if you're a speed player, and you're listening to Magic Cylinder, you're like, well, it's Magic Cylinder, who gives a crap? In Rush, Magic Cylinder is extremely powerful because you can quite easily and quite regularly boost your guys' attacks to like 6,000, 7,000 attacks. So it does get a little bit nutty in our format, which is not the best thing in the world. But I guess first things first, we will just jump in and like take a look at this new box, because the Wings of Genesis box is it's a weird box. There's not really a selling point here, right? Obviously, we have the new hero stuff, but does this hero stuff matter? Like, I don't know. Like, Infernal Rage is, like, a neat card. I don't think he's, like, super duper powerful. Then we've got the new Armed Dragon stuff, which I've heard no one talk about this Armed Dragon stuff whatsoever. So the new skill basically says you have to reveal a level 7 Wind Dragon. So technically, that does work with Heavenly Zephyr, and it does work with Tempest. So, like, maybe there's something there? It does nothing. Sakuretsu Armor would be a nice legend trap for everyone. That's not actually a bad shout. The only issue would be if they do Sakuretsu Force. Because Sakuretsu Force is kind of annoying. So if anyone doesn't know, Sakuretsu Force is if you have Sakuretsu Armor in your graveyard, it's Mirror Force. If you don't have Sakuretsu Armor in your graveyard, it's like a 500 attack combat trick. So it's like, it's either kind of mid or it's too strong. And obviously we don't have a way to search Sakuretsu Armor, so like half the time it might just be doing nothing, but it could get really annoying. But again, you could just not give us Sakuretsu Force, remove that complexity entirely, and just say, this is just widespread, but you can do it to the thing that's attacking even if it doesn't have the highest attack. Which would work. I think that would work. Hello, by the way, Shari. Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, Mr. Dinosaur. Hello, Barox. Welcome, welcome. On in, my friend. Hope you're having a great day. All these new decks lose to Shadow and Despia. Yes! I don't think any of these new decks are going to be like top tier meta contenders. I don't think any of these are going to be like tournament winning decks. I do think though these are going to be seen on the ladder a bit. I think they're going to be seeing some cogs. I think they're going to be like fun little rogue decks. The new E-Hero stuff, I don't know, man. I feel like the E-Hero deck is fine. It doesn't need any of these new cards. Maybe that'll change later. The Generator stuff is interesting. So I did actually see someone, I think it was Darku, came up with a end board for his generators. Let's have a look. Which was this. Which, like, this isn't awful, right? Like, it's not anything too crazy, but, like, this is probably about what we can expect. No selling point for me, to be honest, saving and rounding out my older decks. But for a lot of people, that is actually a good thing, right? It's kind of nice for new stuff to come out and then be like, I can actually just save my gems. Now, on one hand, that's kind of bad because you never want to be like, effectively, this, like, nothing's come out. So I'm just skipping. I'm effectively waiting an extra month until something comes out I actually want to play with. And if it doesn't shake up the meta, that means the meta, again, remains unchanged. But we do have a KC Cup just around the corner. At the same time, the world's meta, like, wasn't awful. The only, like, standouts for, like, worlds being quote-unquote bad was, like, there are a lot of floodgates. And, like, every player brought Shadow. Other than that, like, I think it was probably fine. So, like, I think this is actually not a bad meta to have the next KC Cup in. So, again, do I think we're going to see top 100 generators? Probably not. But it's cool that they're a thing. Again, like I said, I have played a little bit of Mutants in the past. I do quite like Mutants. But they are not the strongest deck in the game. They're kind of, their big boss is Ultimus. And Ultimus is like, I don't know. It's like, okay, you can negate a card as long as you banish a card that has the same card type as it, and then you get to banish that card as well, which is like, that's pretty cool. I mean, the whole mutant thing is that you banish all your cards and then you have ways to get them back from being banished, right? That's kind of the gimmick with mutants. It's fun. It's not necessarily super, super powerful. The only value I see from the new mini box is Elder Entity for people who didn't get it from the selection box, which isn't enough for people who dig into it. The thing is Entis actually that great in Duel Links? I don't know. What decks does Entis see play right now? I mean, we can click it and see, right? So this is seeing play in... Oh, it's actually seeing a little bit of play in Shaddoll. Barely, though. Barely. Necros. It's seeing some play. Stun. A little bit of play in Invoked. A tiny amount in Ra. Like, it seems like it's barely seeing play in anything. Hello, Moon Scorched. Elation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, I think everyone's kind of has the same opinion about this. The new box is so bait. I think it's one of those, like, the new box is, again, it's a fun box. This is not a competitive box, right? This is a fun box. Do you want to go in here, you know, are you a Generator fan? Bam, here you go. You know, you can play your Haas, you can play your Hellas, you can get all your negates going, you can summon out your giant bodies, you can feel really good about that. And then, like, there's not really much else going on. That's kind of how I look at it. The last deck that I saw playing Entis was Subterra, which is bad. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think, like, Entis was, like, a really important card in TCG, but I just don't... Like, what would have to come out, or what would have to change in Duel Links for Entis to actually be a really strong card in this, like, format? Like, I don't know. It's... Like, everything's there, but it's just not coming together. Yeah, like I said, I have no idea about anything to do with the Armed Dragon stuff. So you can send one other Wind Dragon or level 7 or higher Dragon monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. Okay, so this is very, like, Tempest vibes. You can send one Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, except Pile Armed Dragon. Target one face-up monster you control. This turn, you can only attack with one monster, once the target monster gains attack equal to the level of the... Isn't that just bad? Isn't that just really bad? Like, unless you're gonna OTK, what? That's just really, really bad. Realistically, what decks even use it consistently and frequently? Exactly. Nadir Servant, free, and probably some stun strategy. I mean, who doesn't love the stun? When you approach special summons a monster with 2,000 or more attack from the X deck, you special summons from your hand. As a card special summon from the hand, you can target one face-up opponent's monster that was special summoned from the X deck. Need to play and activate the effects. I don't know. The Armed Dragon stuff also seems bad. there's like no redeeming qualities in here, is there? Like, I'm really, like, just, like, hoping that something in here is going to be, like, somewhat relevant, but, like... I bet there's going to be a couple of people that cook something, and it's going to be, like, interesting, but not good. That's kind of how I'm feeling about this. Dogmatica? I mean, Dogmatica... I don't really know, again, like, what the whole list is going to look like, but... I guess it is what it is. The other interesting thing we did get is... the Friend Invitation campaign update. Which is actually kind of cool. I know a lot of people, I've already seen a lot of people like talking about this, about how they're really, really excited about the new Sky Striker stuff. When I say new, the getting their hands on the Sky Striker stuff because it's really expensive to try and collect it all. Hi, Tomato. This box is kind of terrible. I think that is the coldest take of all time, Zenite. I think everyone agrees. Everyone is pretty much in agreement. That Wing of Genesis is just bad. It's just bad. It is what it is. Not more like Galaxy players, oh god. So, one thing I will say. We don't actually see a lot of Light Galaxy on the ladder. Right? So with that being said, this might actually breathe a little bit of a breath of fresh air into Rush Ladder. Because right now, it is all spellcasters and heroes. So by maybe increasing the amount of Light Galaxy, maybe now, you know, you'll be like, oh, there's 3 decks you see on Ladder all the time. Because, I mean, to be fair, we also see a decent amount of Cyber Dragon, at least I do. I'm currently getting an alt to DM stage level 7 as we speak. Give me those Sky Strikers. Yeah, I've already claimed the Sky Striker stuff. So this Sky Striker deck is missing some stuff, right? Like, we're missing Linkage. We haven't got Kagari because that's from a bundle. We haven't got Widow Anchor because that's from a bundle. We've only got 2 Engage. There are a couple of other cards missing. Like, you'd probably want to play... what's the big dragon thing called? I don't know, we could probably just, like, click in and find some of these decks, but... The point is, this isn't like a finished deck. There's still some more stuff you're going to want to get. As for the Light Galaxy deck, though, this is, like, fine, right? Like, obviously, you'd want to get the 3rd Plora. Because, again, we did say this at the start, but you can get 2 copies of these 2 decks, right? The Hero and the Light Galaxy. If you use someone else's code and then get someone else to use your code, you'll end up with 2 copies of each. So, because of that, you can get 2 extra Plora, 2 Leica, but it's a inventory card, so it doesn't matter, you just get it anyway. You'll end up with 2 Climb, but that's not going to matter. You'll end up with 2 Eve. You'll end up with a playset of the Vanillas, which is obviously quite important. You'll end up with 2 Secret Order. Like, you're probably not playing Strange Wall. I mean, you could play Meteor Charge. That is an option. You also could play Universal Storm if you want. I don't necessarily recommend it. And you'll end up with 2 copies of each of the fusion cards. So that's pretty good. That is actually reasonable. Like we were saying at the start as well, we're just missing that Legend Trap. If we just had that Legend Trap. Now, obviously, you'd want Shady in here as well, but you got to go into a box or something, right? So, like, maybe if just going into the box just to get Shady is all you have to do, that's actually not that bad. 3 copies of Light Galaxy is absolutely insane. Yes, I 100% agree. It's also, though, really interesting, because the last time they basically gave us the new, like, free-to-play deck, it was the Spellcaster deck. Before that, it was Gaia. So we were kind of expecting a new free-to-play thing, but instead they've given us Light Galaxy, which is a deck that's already relevant. So, curious to see what they're going to do with that. Maybe that means we won't be getting a new structure deck for a while. We'll have to wait and see. Surely it could be fun if you commit, but it's not convenient. 100%. 100%. Hello, Ghost Amigo. Ray for all. I mean, yeah, I mean, we might see a massive uptick in Sky Striker on the ladder. That's all I'm saying. We might see that. The first Eve and the other one might just make everyone play like Galaxy, because 1 run in each box. I mean, yeah, again, like we're saying, a lot of people already have the Spellcasters. A lot of people already have the Heroes, and those decks are also really, really strong, so it also works as well. You missed 1 Engage too? Yeah. Hello, Duan. Welcome, welcome. That extra Plora that I pulled from free packs on my speed account will finally be used. Excellent. That's what we want to see, right? Because especially if you do get that 3rd extra Plora, that's like the one big thing. Well, I suppose, like, the 3rd Secret Order is also kind of big. But again, if you're going to get the Shady anyway, I have to remember now. Is Shady in the same box as the Old Art Secret Order? I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Hamp as well, there we go. Peepo soundproof. The hero playing in the background summon me. I mean, that's how it always goes. Hello, Henry. Welcome, welcome. If you're old player, you only get 1 code. Yes. That is true. But if you have an old account that hasn't been used in a while, it does also work with that. I think it was 30 days is it has to have not been logged in. So if you have an alt or like a spare account or something, and you haven't logged into it for a while, you can just do all this immediately and then kind of jump back into the format. So it's, again, not super great if you already have your account, but I suppose that's what the Sky Striker deck is for, right? Way better than the Blue Eyes one we had before. Kind of. I mean, so obviously we have the Hero deck as the kind of anime bait deck, and then we have the Sky Striker deck as kind of the TCG bait deck. That's kind of how I look at this. I mean, the Hero deck is, like, it's fine, I guess. Like, 3 Stratos. We got the 3 Liquid Soldier. Blaze Man, I guess. Grand Mole is just hanging out. Bacon Saver, I mean, kind of makes sense. The 3 Neos Fusions is nice. 3 Miracle. 2 E Emergency Call is actually really big. Is E Emergency Call still a pain in the ass to get? So this was a box you are still. Now, I went into this box 3 times, so this is irrelevant to me. But, like, to a lot of people that didn't go into there to get the 3 copies of E-Emergency Call, maybe, you know, maybe this helps out. Oh, our secret orders from Selection Shady's deck build. Ah, I see. Well, there you go. That's just kind of a pain then. Because, again, you really want that 3rd secret order. Again, you don't need it. You can just play 1 copy of Klein, and you'll be fine. But, like, 3 secret orders, optimal, really. It's so weird that we have Grand Neos and Grand Mole in here, though. That's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a weird inclusion. I get it, but at the same time, who's it for? Who's it really for? So with that being said, the next thing we have is the speed skills. And again, we kind of already had these leaked, so there's nothing like too crazy to go over here. Time to stop playing Duel Links for a month. I mean, you could. It depends what's coming out, right? Although we should, again, we did speak to Brad today, and he did say that we should be getting the rest of the leaked skills, which is going to be the Dragon skill for Luke and the Handy Lady skill. Because of the way that they are in the last core update, they have to, or at least we are highly expecting them to come out before the 30th. So anywhere between now and the 30th of September, we're expecting to get those, which means there should be new Rush product in some form, right? Is it going to be a deck build box? Is it going to be a structure deck? Who even knows? But we should be getting something, right? E-Call is awkward because most probably already invested in that main for Droplet. I mean, yeah, there is that as well. I'll have 6 E-Emergency Call. That's the way it goes. A Dyson Sphere Gravity as a generator skill. Yeah, I would expect this to be like the generator skill, right? But so activate at the beginning of the duel. During this duel, you cannot special summon any monsters from your extra deck except those without a level. In addition to your regular normal summon set, you can normal summon 1 level 9 monster during your main phase. Once per turn, you can summon a level 9 monster without tributing. So you get a free summon, and that summon can be without tributing. If only your opponent controls a monster, shuffle 2 cards from your hand or field into the deck. Play a Dyson Sphere from your extra deck face down defense position. Its battle position is changed. And attach 2 monsters with different names from outside of your deck to that monster as Xyz material. So you get to basically equip those 2. I mean, is this... So Dyson Sphere itself, right? So once per battle step during your opponent's turn, if this card with an Xyz material is attacked, negate the attack. This is a quick effect. When this card is targeted for an attack, while it has no Xyz materials, you can target 2 monsters in your graveyard and attach them as targets to this card. During the main phase 1, you can attach 1 material from this card. This card can attack your opponent's life points directly this turn. Your opponent must control a monster with higher attack than this card for you to activate and resolve this effect. So if your opponent has a big guy, this gets to attack directly. Otherwise, this is just kind of an annoying asshole that's just going to kind of sit there and be irritating. But only during the battle phase, right? Because you could just pop this with a spell card. Or a monster effect. Or anything. I don't know. So, like, if you consider Dyson Sphere kind of air, then the rest of this is just, like, you get to just summon a level 9 without tributing once per turn. Negate attack is funny, at least. I mean, it is. I don't know how often it's going to matter, is the thing. -2 for Dyson Sphere. I don't know about this one. Yeah, I think, again, if you play this, you're basically playing it for this. And, like, occasionally the Dyson Sphere bit could come up, right? That's kind of how I look at it, but even then. New skill is miles better than the old one, if nothing else. I mean, you're not wrong, right? Like I said, I don't know if it's actually going to do much. Arm Dragon Vortex. So, reveal a level 7 Wind Dragon monster. Add 2 Arm Dragons with different levels from your deck to your hand. Then play an Arm Dragon from your hand to face down defense position. So, like, if you play the new guy, you can cheat him out. Then boost his attack, and that's it. I don't know. I can't see this being good, but I don't know. Maybe someone will cook something. Duel Academy just seems like a meme. But it's probably going to be like some really lame meme decks you can build with this, but I'm not expecting anything like actually good to come out of it. I don't know. It's a weird one, right? Because there is like some weird stuff you could do with this. But like none of it is... Like, at what point are you playing this? Where do you play this? In what case would this ever be good? Like, are you ever playing all 3 of these types to get all 3 of these effects? And even if you do that, so you're jumping through all these hoops, you get to target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. Inflict 500 damage to your opponent. And boost the monster's attack by 1,000. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. This card just, I just don't. So, like, the actual effect is actually not awful, right? During the main phase, place a Duel Academy from your hand or deck face up in your field zone. So, get it out of your deck. If you play it from your hand, draw 2 more cards. So, if we do have it in our hand, it turns it into Pot of Greed. I don't know, man. The issue is, you have to compare this to something like the Branded skill, or the Despia skill, which just gives you, like, a free +3. So, like, this gives you a +1, effectively, right? Because you lose the Duel Academy, but then you replace it with 2 other cards. So you've only +1'd. But it's, like, generic. I don't know, it still seems complete ass. Like, utter trash, but... Then the Dragon Ruler skill, at the start of the main phase, send up to 2 Wind Dragon Ruler monsters from your hand to the graveyard. All the same number of cards can be activated from turn 2 onwards by revealing a Wind Dragon Ruler monster from your hand. Add 1 Wind Dragon Ruler monster with a different level from your deck to your hand. I mean, again, this is a +1, and it gives you some hand fixing, kind of sets up the graveyard. It's still, again, just really bad. And then we get the Mutant one. This is the one where I'm like, I kind of hoped that this would actually be pretty good. Because like I said, I do quite like Mutants. Mutants are a cool deck, right? Beginning of your first turn, set a Mutant Evolution Lab from outside of your deck. During all of your turns, you cannot normally special summon except special summons from the extra deck. Any monsters except mutants. Okay, that's basically fine. Place 1 mutant card from your hand on the bottom of your deck to draw a card. So that just gets the high levels out of your hand because you don't want them in your hand. You want to special summon from the deck. If only your opponent controls a monster, so this is our going second effect, effectively, choose 2 mutant cards from your deck and add 1 of them to your hand, send the other to the graveyard. So, like, if you're going first, all you're doing is getting the field spell. And the field spell is, like, it's nothing, like, crazy, right? When this card is activated, you can special summon 1 of your level 4 mutant monsters from your hand, or that is banished. So, not even from the deck. So, because it's being activated at the start of the duel as well, that doesn't matter. Mutant monsters you control with 100 attack, gain 100 attack for each of your banished mutant cards of different names. Again, that's usually not going to have a huge impact. Once per turn during the main phase, you can place 1 mutant monster from your hand at the bottom of your deck and draw a card. So the skill already does that, but now we get to do that again. So now, twice, I guess, per turn, we can put a mutant card from our hand on the bottom of our deck to draw a card. It's like, when you think about that, that's kind of like drawing 2. Like, it's not, you're not gaining any advantage, but you're, like, cycling through to try and dig for something, which, like, I don't know, man. I feel like comparing any of these skills to, like, all of the current, like, meta-relevant skills, these are just all so bad. Like, they're just so unbelievably bad. I don't know. Again, I want them to be good. I want them to be good, but it almost feels like Konami was like, we've just had Worlds. Everyone's still hyped from that. We can get away with a duff box and a bunch of boring skills no one's going to use. It's fine. And I'm just kind of like, Konami, come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Waste opportunity for mutants? Yeah, I mean, they could, if they wanted to, right? If Konami wanted to, they could have just made this skill busted and mutants would have been a top tier deck. They obviously didn't want that, so they've given us this, which is like, just a bit sad. Hello, Sakadetsu. Hello, Mr. Tomato. Hello, chat. Hello, welcome. High chance to brick turn 1, even if the deck can use emergency teleport to bring out the low levels. Yeah, I mean, generally you'd play as few of the low levels as possible, but like, or as few of the high levels as possible. But you're going to need them at some point, right? Because like, to make Ultimus, you still need 3 level 8 or higher. To make Synthesis, you're going to need 2. Just with different attributes, so you can use the low levels for that. Mutant is also actually a pretty good card. If you control a mutant card, so again, any card, spell, trap, monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Now, because we're going to have the laboratory, that means we should already have, or evolution lab even, we will always have a mutant card, unless it gets popped, right? So you can tribute this card, then banish one mutant card from your hand or deck, special summon one monster from your hand or deck based on the banish card, but lose life points equal to the special summon monster's original attack. So if you get rid of a monster, you get Beast. If you get rid of a spell, you get Mist. And if you get rid of Arsenal, you can get Trap. Or if you get rid of Trap, you get rid of Arsenal. You can summon Arsenal. So, like, Mutant is actually pretty good. Because you just immediately cheat out, immediately use its effect, and this card now becomes any of the others. So that's why you don't need to play like a ton of the rest of these. You basically just have like a copy in your deck. If you draw into them, you can use the effect of the field spell or use the effect of the skill, put them to the bottom of the deck, draw a card, because Mutant is going to get them out anyway, right? Konami want you to save gems for the next Rush box. True! Hello, Monosync, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Exclamation mark. Mono in the chat, as always. Mono, did you see as well that we're getting the Galaxy Rush Cup Finals? Did you see we're getting that? There you go. I have it over here. Let me get it up. So we have the, this is effectively like Rush Duel Japanese Nationals. Is like the way to think of it. Which I think is really, really hyped. We won't see Generator because you have to 50 plus wins because the 2 traps are in the ranked rewards. That is so funny. That is actually so funny. Are you ready to see Light Galaxy everywhere? I mean, that's fine. Hello, Alex. Welcome, welcome on in, the Dr. Alex. How are you doing, my friend? Konami also give for free Galaxy for 0 gem player like me. Yeah, I mean, we did speak about that a little bit earlier, Sakadetsu, but we were talking about how you can get 2 copies of this if you're if you're an inactive account, right? You can take someone else's code, activate it. So if you haven't played for like 30 days or whatever, you can use someone else's code to reactivate your account, quote unquote, however we're calling that. You can use someone else's code to get this deck. Then you can give your code to someone else and get a second copy of the deck. So you end up with 2 copies of this, which is so, so good. Now, you can do that for both the Hero and the Galaxy deck. You cannot do that with the Sky Strikers, but it's still really cool that you can do that. Yeah, I'm watching this for compared to Worlds, for sure. Are you going to be awake when this is airing, Mono? Because for me, it's 3 a.m. So I don't know what time that is for you. Yeah, so you can only get the second copy. Again, you have to use someone else's code, and then you can give your code to someone else. Then you can get 2 copies. But in order for you to use someone else's code, you have to be like an account that hasn't played for 30 days, right? This is during my time. It's 10 p.m. for me. Or 10 a.m. for me. So what I was thinking... So I don't know what the restream rules are for this. But if they're not like, oh, you're not allowed to restream this. I was thinking, Mono, me and you could do like a joint cast and just stream Worlds, basically. Because this is basically Rush Worlds, right? That's kind of what this is. So if you're interested in that, and that's something we could do, I would be really down to do that. That'd be really fun. I'd have to wake up at 3 a.m. But it would be fun. So yeah, it won't work for me. There you go. But if you have a spare account, Saka, you know, you can always do it on there. Realistically, people are just going to make alt accounts to get it fast. I mean, yeah, I already had alt accounts, so I've already done it on that. So my alt account already has 2 copies of this. Just, like, I'm probably going to make a video about it, right, that sort of thing. That sounds good, but I'm not sure about the streaming policy. Yeah, we'll have to check. Obviously, they didn't care too much about Worlds, but I assume that's a different company, right? It's all Konami, but, like, the Japanese version versus, like, the international probably have, like, different rules. But we can see what happens there. I don't play with multi-accounts. Ah, that's a shame. Are alt accounts against TOS? I mean, I would say probably at least 10% of the player base use more than one account. I think 10% feels about right. Like, part of me is like, you know, you should probably... I would want, I guess, is the way to phrase it, probably about 50% of people to be doing it. Because, like, it's just smart to have multiple accounts. Like, it's so much easier. You don't have to spend as much money. You don't have to do as much grinding. If you want to play both speed and rush, it's really difficult to do it on one account. like, effectively. Like, especially as someone like me, I will always want 100% of all the rush cards, right? I want every single rush card because I make content on it, I stream it, I make videos, so it makes sense to me to get every single card. For speed, I don't need that, right? I can just get by with getting the stuff that I want and that I like. Now, if you're quite happy to do that for both formats, you can probably get by on one account, but, like, it's always going to be a little bit awkward, right? Just don't send emails and tell Konami you got alt accounts. There we go. Just don't tell Konami. Everything will be fine. It'll be a-okay. So I suppose the last thing to talk about, or like the last big thing from today, is the data mined leaks that we did get from this update. Let's hit a refresh in case anything new's come out. I don't think it has, but it's always nice to check. There's nothing like huge. We have one whole new card. Whoa, crazy guys. I know. Colossal Fighter Assault Mode is coming out. As we know, we have just literally gotten the original Colossal Fighter added in the latest event, which is, I mean, it's cool. I mean, is Colossal Fighter Assault Mode gonna do anything? It's a really cool looking card. I actually own this card. I don't have it to hand, but I do own this card. So I have a bit of nostalgia for it. So when this card is special summoned, you can send up to 2 warrior-type monsters from your deck to the graveyard. All monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack for every warrior-type monster in your graveyard. When this card on your field is destroyed, you can special summon Colossal Fighter. And then obviously Colossal Fighter, when it's destroyed, can summon back a warrior, which can include itself. It can blah, 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 right? Yeah, what is that, Matt? I mean, we'll take a look at it in a sec. We're definitely going to take a look at it. Even in Master Duel, people make new accounts to make the newest, hottest deck each month immediately. I mean, it's not too surprising, really, is it? Like, it won't. I'm going to say the N-word. You can say whatever N-word you want, as long as it's not the really bad N-word. Because if you do, I will ban you. But I think most other words that begin with N are fine. I'm sure someone is going to find a funny warrior loop with Colossal Fighter eventually. Nice day, my friend. Oh! Right, we have to ban Sora now. I'm sorry, Sora, you have to go. But hello, Sora. Welcome. Yeah, so we got some new mats, some new sleeves. This is the new one that's just come out. This looks cool. I like this. We got the Shun and Crow mat. I mean, that's nice. The Shay and Crow mat looks good. I don't like the background, if I'm honest. I think the background looks a bit lame. Because, right, my issue with this is Shay is like the edgiest character from Arc 5, right? He is the... Like, look at how this man is dressed. This man's entire, like, deck and aesthetic is, like, just edge and depression. And everything has to be dark. And then you slap him on, like, the most colourful, star-covered deck mat we've ever seen. And I'm like, these two things do not go together very well. Crow, I can kind of get it. Crow's a bit more bubbly. Crow's a bit more, like, of an extrovert, I suppose. But Shay definitely isn't. Or Shun. They're both, like, Revolutions and Birds Prepare for War. I mean, yeah, it does make sense, right? They're both obviously Winged Beast players. And then we just got the KC Cup stuff. So there's, like, barely anything, like, leak-wise, but it's still cool. I actually quite like this. Like, unironically, I think this goes kind of hard. Bobbly. Like, I would play with this mat. Like, unironically, I think that's really good. I mean, this art is pretty peak. Alright, with that said and done... Maintenance mode mat. Exactly. It looks so good. It does look so good. I like the Pro Tag mat. Yeah, this does look really good. This is obviously the World Championship 2025 mat. This is win 5 PvP games, I think, to get this. Time to take out my 6 Brave Souls of alternate accounts. I mean, you know, if it works. So I suppose the next thing I did want to touch on briefly is just the... we had more tournaments. We just had another tournament. It was a mono tournament. And in it, we saw Seven's Road win again with Music Princess taking second. And we also, on Sunday, had E-Hero and Seven's Road. And so what that really means is, if we come over to here, we can change this so it looks a little bit... So top 4 points. Seven's Road is kind of running away with it. Music Princess is currently in second, and then E-Hero, like Galaxy, actually kind of bringing up the rear a little bit there. Like, snuggled up between E-Hero and Jointech, which is not, I think, what a lot of people would have expected. Now, the player number for like Galaxy has decreased as well, right? So that will have a factor. That will definitely play a factor into why these numbers are going down. But Sevens has also gone down and is still performing better than it did last format. And the only thing that's changed between like last format and this format is Music Princess is now in the game. Like, you could make the argument, maybe, like some of these decks are course correcting or over correcting for like the new maximum deck that's come out or something, right? Like maybe they've put in too many techs to try and deal with that, and that's then like bloated their decks a little bit, maybe. But like, it's interesting. It's interesting. Time to Toromir 2-6. Dark Galaxy, nowhere to be seen. I mean, Dark Galaxy hasn't been seen in a while, right? Like, if we go to last format, it was Light Galaxy, E-Hero, Spellcasters, and then, like, Red Boot Jointech. Before that, Light Galaxy, E-Hero, Red Boot, Spellcaster, Baseball, and then Dark Galaxy was right at the bottom. So it's been, like, 2 boxes since Dark Galaxy has really done anything. If we go back another box, though, no, Dark Galaxy is actually doing pretty well. It's not doing too bad at all. But yeah, Dark Galaxy is not in a good spot. It has not been in a good spot for a while. Although the Tier Thing deck can just kind of cheese win sometimes. So that's at least something, right? Sevens runs the most back row, therefore does the best versus Shady. Easy hot take. But by that logic, right, wouldn't the anti-Shady deck be doing really well? Which is Baseball. Because people even took people took Baseball to Worlds specifically as an anti-Shady deck. And that deck, theoretically, does counter Shady. You have a shit ton of normal monsters. You have loads of Volcano Attack Dragon that you can cheat. You know, you can grab from your deck, put them into your hand. You can send them to the graveyard. You can activate Secret Order and just kill your opponent through. And you can even use the Dragonic Pressure to clear the way. So, like, the thing is, no one plays Baseball. But Dwan, I lost to Baseball yesterday in the tournament. And it was you playing Baseball. The thing is, Baseball is like... Baseball's a fun deck. And it was seeing a lot of play before. But it was seeing play like back in Flash. Because it saw 2 tournament wins back in Flash of Shining Flare. So basically when like the new hero deck came out, Baseball was seeing a decent amount of play. But like it's sort of fallen off, I guess. Kind of like Red Boot in that regard as well. Hey Hunter, welcome on in. Also, nice TF2 Scout cosplay. Would you like just a hat? This is the cap. Okay, but Red Boot is bad. I mean, Red Boot is like fine. The thing is, Red Boot was a deck that I think a lot of people expected to absolutely shit the bed when Shady came out. And it actually like did okay, right? It was still able to hold its own somewhat. It was just awkward. But I suppose like people just don't want to mess with that. They don't want to deal with that awkwardness. They're like, oh, there's really won't deal with that. But it is interesting to see that Seven's Road is just performing so well. And Music Princess as well. Music Princess is going to be a little bit inflated because it is kind of the cool new toy, right? But by that logic, we would have expected to see some of the other decks, like at least seeing a bit more representation. But even in all of these tournaments, we've barely seen any of the new Maximum deck. We've barely seen any of the new Spellcasters. I think it was... Oh, the Spellcasters, the Psychic. I think it was Starry Rush 12? Is when there were like 4? No, it would have been Galaxy Rush 27? I think it was Galaxy Rush 27 is when we saw like 5 different people on Psychic. And that was like the most we've seen. Buff Sidra. I mean, it would be cool to see a Sidra buff, right? Like, that would be nice. But yeah, we just wanted to touch on this. It's interesting to see that Seven's Road got no buffs and is performing better than ever. Music Princess is the new deck that's doing okay. Heroes are still Hero. It's just vibing. Light Galaxy's fallen down a bit. And then Jointech Bros! Jointech also got their first tournament win ever. Jointech, let's go! But, with that all said, I did want to talk a little bit about one other thing that did come up. So, obviously, everyone's going to be quite aware that we have very recently had the World Championship Series, right? So because we've had the World Championship Series, we were expecting to get a load of news. Like, oh, what's coming to Rush? What's coming to Speed? What's going to be really exciting? And the news we got was interesting, right? Because we are getting the filler arc stuff. It's not going to be a new world, but it's going to be an update. It's going to be interesting. Thank you for following New Venom, or New Von. Welcome on in. The issue wasn't with what was shown, it was what wasn't shown, right? So, Dragon Master Knight, cool, whatever, we'll probably get a skill for that, that's neat. I'm interested to see how it looks, it's going to be glue, let's face it. Five-Headed Dragon Rush Tool was actually interesting, because this is actually a meta-relevant card in Rush, and does hint that we might be getting Dragon Tribe Fusion, and we have got a Dragon skill that has been leaked, so that's all kind of tying together a little bit. Then we had, obviously, the new world update itself, which is showing off, like, potentially we're getting Siegfried, and then we already had Noah and Darts teased. So that's all fine. That's all fine. What we didn't see was, are we going to get, like, a new Rush character or anything coming soon? Because we made a list a while ago, and so this was the list we made. This is an ancient list we made a long-ass time ago. This was before Maddox or Manabu came to the game. That is how old this list is, right? And this is where we were predicting the characters that we thought would be the next Rush character to come to Duel Links, right? So the highly likely ones, I mean, Manabu is in the game, so that was correct. We'll put that in the we were right category. Then Yuka is in the game, so we were right about that one, so that one could go in there. Tiger is now in the game, so we can put that down there. Now, this is where stuff gets funky, because obviously, originally, Rovian made the most sense. But when we skipped to get Eternal Galactica Oblivion and Gigantomachia, basically all of the Light Galaxy and Dark Galaxy fusions, and I suppose Charmy is sort of in that, because that's, again, pulled from the future, right? It's... At the time, my thought process was, okay, we've basically skipped past the Lug, right? So that means we could theoretically go to Phaser, and that would make a lot of sense if they wanted to make a big thing about having Go Rush maximums being a thing at Worlds. They didn't do that. They did not do that. So now, we are kind of back to anything is possible. I guess anything was always possible, but because they weren't... that my theory of Phaser coming, like, as the next character was entirely based on them making to want a massive announcement at Worlds. Because they didn't do that, I think Phaser being the next character is now a lot less likely. That is kind of how I'm seeing it. And one thing that originally I thought was cope was Rovian and Yuna double unlock event, right? But I was thinking about this last with Dylan. And I still stand by, if Rovian came out on her own, it would be incredibly boring, right? Just getting Rovian and just having the first wave with maybe some of the future support of the, what they call the Bandit Divas, is going to be, like, really crap. You're going to need a really strong skill to carry that deck. You're going to need, like, a lot of help. You're not going to give them the contact fusions I wouldn't expect, so it's going to be really mid. But if you were to do a double event unlock with Yuna, suddenly there is a lot more interesting cards there, because the Celebros cards are really, really strong. Now, originally we said we wouldn't get the Celebros cards because the Celebros cards specifically did not debut until the time skip, which is the Phaser arc. But again, Konami has already shown that they are willing to grab stuff from the future, from future anime arcs. We literally have Eternal Galactica Oblivion in the game already, right? So that in itself is showing us that they are willing to do that. So if they want to keep the character timeline intact, they could release both of these as a double unlock, right? They could give us both Rovian and Yuna. Because, again, I think if you gave us just Rovian, it's boring. It's not interesting. It's just crap, really. So I think you have to do something to spice it up. So I could see these two actually coming as a double. And again, I would not have said that previously, but because they didn't show off Maximum at Worlds, now I think this is likely. Because then that puts everything back on track, and we need to get the Luke, like, as quickly as possible. Especially because we're getting... So, alright. We're getting, as we already know, the Five-Headed Dragon, right? We're getting Five-Headed Dragon. We've already seen this. This is cool. The card that's used to summon Five-Headed Dragon typically is Dragon Tribe Fusion. So we'll just grab that up quick just so you can see what that looks like. So we have Dragon Tribe Fusion. As soon as it decides to load. Well, it looks like this. The issue is, Dragon Tribe Fusion is a Lug card, right? So it would make sense for Lug to come out at the same time as it. Now, it doesn't have to. Obviously doesn't have to. Konami can do whatever they want. They can absolutely do whatever they want. But I would say these three are like what would make sense for the next characters. Now, if Konami wanted, they could do this, right? They absolutely could. I mean, if you think about the way they released their Go Rush characters so far, Manabu did debut and duel before Zuijo, but Zuijo still came out before Manabu, right? Or Maddox, if you're playing the English, right? So they've already shown that they are willing to change the timeline of events around a little bit. So we could see the Lug as the next character, or we could see a double unlock with these two. Again, I still think it's a little bit early for Celebros, but again, we already have ballet in the game. We have Music Princess's Battle Ballet, like so early, like unbelievably early. So since they're willing to do that, they should be willing to give us Celebros early. Now the downside is, that would mean we're not going to get Phaser for so long. Like Phaser is now getting pushed back so far. Which is like kind of sad, because I really want to get to the Go Rush maximums. Terza getting the NPC treatment as criminal. Well, so we did move Terza. So we do have a already an NPC category. But I do think Terza is an important enough character who plays an interesting enough deck that she is likely to get the upgrade into a playable character. I would expect that personally. Just waiting for Otis. Which Otis do you want though? Like, do you want Seven's Otis or do you want Go Rush Otis? Because, as Sora said, they could drop OTS, right? And Outerverse is... I don't think we're going to get Outerverse anytime soon. I think it would just be really weird. That deck is really strong right now. It's also still missing a ton of its support, because Outerverse basically uses, like, all the mechanics. It uses Fusion, Ritual, and Maximum, and at the moment, all we have is the Fusion cards. I only know Seven's Otis. No, got to Go Rush. Okay. I mean, so, but then the question then becomes, what kind of deck do you want Otis to come with? Because Otis plays basically all the different, like, Legend monsters, right? He has, like, a Summon Skull deck, he has a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, he has a Dark Magician deck, and then at the end of Sevens, you know, obviously spoilers if anyone hasn't watched the end of Sevens, he has the, like, Darkness Spellcaster deck. But, like, he only duels once with that deck. It doesn't have a lot of unique cards in it. There wouldn't be, like, a lot of content there. Like, it's enough. You could absolutely release him as a character and give us all of his stuff. But I don't know if it's going to be a super hype character, put it that way. Whereas I think, like, Yuna is going to be hype. Lug is going to be hype. Yuga is going to be hype. Phaser is going to be hype. As much as I don't want to admit it, oh Christ, what's her name? Why have I blanked on the name? I hate getting to this age where you just forget names. It's so bad. Seven's Road deck would make the most sense, but it would have to be more 7 support. I mean, yeah, basically, right? Just use Otis for the DM/Blue Eye/Red Eye stuff. I mean, you could. You absolutely could. There's a lot of it missing. The issue is the Red Eye stuff is a little bit awkward, because the Red Eye's, like, primary spell card is a 2400 burn spell, which means, theoretically, you could go open hand, summon Red Eyes Black Chick, use its effect to summon Red Eyes, activate Infernal Fire Blast, activate Infernal Fire Blast, activate Infernal Fire Blast, FTK, right? That is a possibility. That is a little bit awkward, but could be interesting. Just saying. But yeah, I fully expect all of these characters in the highly likely section up here to be unlockable. These are all, like, in my mind, guaranteed to come out at some point. We just don't know when. In the likely section, these are the ones where I'm like, these probably should come out, but I could see them not. Like, if I was to rearrange these, like, you're going to come all the way up here. Zion, probably here. Tremolo, probably here. I really hope they don't, but I could see them getting lazy and not giving us Tremolo and just giving Tremolo skills to Phaser, which would be so lame. Because I think most people are kind of like, double unlock event, guys. Double unlock event. Double unlock event. So that's kind of what we're hoping for, but I could see them not. That's why he's in likely instead of highly likely. Probably you there and you here. I would say this is my ranking of, like, how likely they are to come into the game. Inferno Fire Blast didn't come to speed for like 9 years, and now do not expect it to come to Rush. I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking as well. I'm gonna die if I don't get Abyskite. I mean, the Abyskite stuff will come out eventually, right? It's just, it might not be... Either it could be an archive skill, or it could be attached to Tremolo, or they could just attach it to Phaser, right? There's so many different things they could do. Bro, Tremolo is more fleshed out than Phaser. What do you mean? Phaser becomes a dragon. And then becomes a creepy, scaly... Phaser has, like, I swear, like, the worst character assassination. Bro is, like, entirely aura, and then he's like, yeah, by the way, I'm a dragon. And you're like, that's kind of lame, but also dragons are cool. And then he turns into, like, a dragon person, and you're like, right, this is now just all the way lame. Like, how have we done this? How have we ruined this? Phaser is just a dragon, that's all. Well, you know, he makes, what was it? Does he eat? No, does he make cloth? Is that his thing? Like, he makes, like, fabric material? I don't know. But I would love to see Blasphemous come to the game. Obviously, we'd love to see the Yggdrago stuff come out. We've got to see the Secret Investigators come out, right? We have to. The cats, again, are a weird one, because the cats' main claim to fame is that they have Mirror Force. And we know that Konami don't really like traps. Now, again, we do now have Shiny Shady. So, there is a world in which we can get the cats, right? That's not an impossibility. But do they want to give us all the Mirror Forces is the issue, right? It's a weird one. It is definitely a weird one. Makes the cloth to feed the Buster Blade guy. Yeah, Shuabara, he's down here. I remember he eats it. I couldn't remember if Phaser just made the cloth or not. And then Rans, like, Rans is in the exact same problem, right? Where a lot of the good plant cards revolve around trap cards, and Konami hate trap cards. So it's like, when are we getting these cards, Konami? What's going on here? I don't even know what's going on with machines, to be perfectly honest. And then with the There's a Chance, these are like, this is kind of us coping a little bit, but the Luke Man now seems to be actually coming out, right? Like, we've got a skin ID for Luke and Yuga. The Luke Man actually looks like he's coming. Marguto, probably not. Sabius, I think he has the highest chance out of all of these, realistically. One thing we don't have on here is we don't have Darkmeister. Darkmeister should be up here, basically. A chair guy I'd want to see solely for the one good chair revive spell to use for Dark Galaxy. I mean, you know, however we get him, it doesn't matter, as long as we get him, right? Rans and Rinneske as one character like Loomis and Umbra on like 3 years from now. I mean, I would take it, but I don't know. I just don't think they care enough about plants. We still haven't got Bocce as well. Like, not having Bocce in the game is actually a travesty. Like, I love Bocce. He is such a great character. And then again, most of these don't care. These two were anime exclusive at the time, but are now, you know, a lot more of their cards have been printed, so now they can actually be in the there's a chance, right? And then just none of this is coming, realistically. And then we still have the old anime exclusives, which, again, they're going to stay there unless their cards come out. But yeah, I mean, so my takeaway from this basically is, the reason I want to bring this up is, I am now on the side of the fence of one of these three is coming out. If these come out, they have to come out as a double, because Rovian's kind of mid. The Lug could come out, but I would now lean more on these two. The only reason I think Lug could come out is because we had the five-headed dragon, like, revealed. Other than that, no. Also, we got lines mentioning Manya, so she should be a yes. Yeah, but, like, why isn't she out already, right? That's the weird part. And not to mention, the thing you have to remember is, whenever we get one of these characters, we're pushing one of these characters back, right? I want to get to Phaser as soon as possible, because I think that era of the game is so good, right? The early Go Rush Maximum stuff is so good. And I don't want to, like, have to faff about with all of this stuff till we get to it. I could see, again, going to the Lug could be pretty good. We could get the Dragon Tribe fusion, go into like more of the fusion heavy stuff. I think that could be fine, because this is also a fusion deck, so that also works out quite nicely. This is sort of a fusion deck. Like, the first wave wasn't, but the second wave kind of was. So you could make that work. Like I said, I just want to get the Phaser. I want to get the Phaser. Get me the Phaser. That's what I'm really after. Alright, but with that all said and done, we're kind of done with everything I want to cover, you know? We've done it all. So I guess what we're going to do now is we're going to play a little bit of Duel Links. I think that's going to be the play. Now the question is, which account am I on? I'm actually on this account. Okay, so we're on the Rush account. So what we're going to do is we're going to try out the Cyber Dragon deck. I want to play a little bit of Cyber Dragon. I want to see how Cyber Dragon plays. I want to see how it feels. We're probably not going to keep the stream going for too much longer, because I have got, again, like a little bit of a headache, but we will play at least some games. Time to actually play the game? Hell yeah. I mean, we'll see how it goes, right? We've kind of already done all the other new decks, so now we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. So now we're going into Sidra. This is not a going first hand. We might just die. Like, 0 monsters on board. This might just be death. Right, let's see what our opponent's got for us. Is he going to have... Is he going to draw a card? Right, step one, we have managed to draw a card. Yo, is that Cyber Dragons? I mean, it's kind of, but we haven't played anything, so we might just die. I made Batarian and Gavin Fusion for 7s anyway. Did both Galaxy decks for Go Rush. Tons of fun. Nice. I mean, that's what you always want to hear, right? Yeah, we're just dead, right? Like, we have no traps. Summons out the Strange Cat. He only added 1 card as well. I mean, this has got to just be death, right? 2000. If he gets, like, the worst of the RNG, he sends another monster. And that's going to be 27. And then, like, you're 13 off lethal. Hey, JD Scrub. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we didn't send a monster. So now actually getting lethal is going to be a little bit awkward. Because now you need a 16. I mean, if he has exactly Magician's Valkyria. Right, that's not Magician's Valkyria. We actually survive. I'm still not liking our chances here, but we are alive. So that's something. Right, we have, like, not much going on. We only get 3 draws, obviously. I mean, that could be worse. Right, we'll special summon Sidra. We'll go ahead and fire off the Barrage of Steel. We'll get rid of this. We'll go Cyber Serpent, activate the effect, get the draw, activate Pot of Greed. We will summon out Imaginary Actor. Yeah, there's no good way to do this. We'll just do it this way. Alright, we'll tribute to summon out the Actor. We can activate its effects. Might as well grab this back, why not? We'll go Proto... Oh, didn't mean to do that. That's the wrong card. That's fine. Sure, we'll do that. That's what we meant to do. Go 1, we'll go 2. Summon this out. I mean, no matter how you look at this is not going to be anywhere near lethal. 12 plus 15. So our win con is what? He draws like literally nothing. Yeah, I think we're just dead. I think that turn 1 kind of sealed it for us. I'm trying to think if there was a better line. We could have summoned 2. Then used... No, I don't think there was. We wouldn't have had enough bodies. We could have gotten... maybe. No, because we would have needed the extra fusion. No, there's no way to do it. So we could have gone summon 3, go into the big guy, the Cyber End. Then summon, tribute both to summon out Actor. Activate Actor, get back the fusion and the reactor. Activate the skill. No, because we couldn't activate the skill. Because we didn't have a Cyber Dragon on the board. And Proto Cyber Dragon wouldn't count. No, I don't think there was a way to do it better. Like, I mean, there was a way to do it better, but, like, there was no OTK line, I don't think. I mean, he searched Seven's Robe Magician. I mean, we'll just let him kill us. Like, this is fine. He can have the satisfaction of murdering us. The only issue I have is I don't mind letting people kill me. I just don't like it when they take ages to do it. Come on, buddy. We can do this. We can click through the buttons. I believe. Activates the effect. There we go. Just swing in here. No, see, now you're just wasting my time. So as soon as you do that, I no longer have any respect for you. You are now just a you're now just a cringe weirdo. Alright. So game 1 was a brick. So let's hope that is not a unfortunate feature of the deck. Fingers crossed. Alright, we're against Light Galaxy. Now, is this going to be one of the new Light Galaxy players, right? That's just picked up the deck for the first time after using the Recruiter Friend. I mean, this hand does stuff, at the very least. Just gets Pot of Greed on turn 1. Only has 5 in extra. If this was from the campaign, you would expect him to have 6, right? 1, 2, 3. And then, yeah, some of these are from the starter deck. Unless... Oh, so this might be the starter deck plus the campaign deck? Okay, 2 cards left in hand. Right, we'll go Boltricorn, no delay. We'll go ahead and use this. We'll go Cyber Serpent, activate. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. If we had gotten just one more light monster, that could have been really, really big. We'll go Cybernetic Customization. We'll put this back, and we'll grab this out. We might as well grab it from the graveyard, right? Activate fusion. Is there a reason to grab... With this, I kind of want to get Rush. Activate Rush. If I go for that, I can get 2. If I go for that, I can swap that out for a Cyber Dragon. I think I'm okay to do it like this. Activate Leading Actor. Grab this back to hand. Swing over this. Actually, I probably shouldn't have set this. I probably should have kept it in hand. Hey, Luis Fernando. Welcome, welcome. A lot of his cards have high defense, so I think I'm going to swing with this. Okay, we would have gotten away with it, but it's fine. And then we'll pass on that. Sidra best deck. Wait, what is this? This is just this is Sidra Pile. That's kind of what we're playing. Welcome, welcome. You're completely rocking that cap, brother. No cap. Haha, get it? Thanks, Murata. I appreciate that. Can you show the build? Yeah, we're just kind of messing around with this at the moment. This is like, in no way, shape, or form, like the finished build. This is just what we're toying around with at the moment. Oh. Reverie. I mean, I like to think we can beat Reverie, but we'll see. Oh, we did have the guard down. Alright, we will allow the posting of codes. We will allow that. My gut instinct was, oh god, a bot. Time to ban it. But hello, welcome on in Shadow. Okay, step 1. Activate Pot of Greed. We don't have a fusion in the graveyard yet. So if we want to go for max value, we probably want to do that. Right, we'll go Barrage of Steel. We'll hit this. We'll go Barrage of Steel. We'll hit this. I mean, no matter how we do it, it's going to be awkward. So I guess we'll do Leading Actor here. And grab this. Where? There's 1, 2, 3. All 3 are in the bin. That is annoying. I think we actually can't win. We might need to put some recycling into this deck. I think that's what we're learning here. We have one last clown. Right, so our options are we crash. And then we just attack. If we draw the last clown, we're like in an okay spot. But I'd have to draw the last clown, and we're milling 3 cards, so it'd have to mean the bottom card of the deck is it. The alternative is that we just... I don't think we can clear next turn, so I think we just get Gambler. I think we just gamble. Because I think we die next turn either way. Well, we didn't mill 2 monsters, so we didn't get it anyway. The last card in our deck is the clown, though. So it is the card we needed to be there. That is very sad. Okay, I think what we've learnt from there is if we mill all of our Cyber Dragons, we don't actually have a way to win the game. So, with that being said, what kind of recycling do we even have? What recycling do we even get access to with this deck? Because all of the good machine recyclers are level 7. We're not allowed to use those. The problem with TSA is it's really bad a lot of the time. Because a lot of the time you need to be able to like threaten defense position monsters. And also the spell trap space is super tight. So like the only thing we can really cut is the curse. But curse is our way to beat set 3. Like outside of just using Cyber Twin. The horse that becomes a double tribute. I mean, that might actually be the way we go with this. You like this version of Matarion? So, right, so the logic behind using this, right, is this card on its own can get us extra body and it can get us back the fusion. As well as if we're turbo milling, fusion gets into rotation. Because the weakness of the Cyber Dragon deck is always that you just don't have enough fusions to actually fusion summon, right? That's always the problem. Is there still a good amount of tourneys for Rush? There's a decent amount. There's usually about 3 a week. The Light Unicorn, the problem with the Light Unicorn, the, not Boltricorn, the other one, is we don't have a lot of double tributes to make use of it. So it kind of would go back to a, like, an entire revamp of everything. This can only bring back Cyber Dragon or Proto, and you're not Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. That would have just solved our problem immediately. You're not very good at recycling. Again, that's just Cyber Dragon name from the graveyard. I use Innovator, but you can't use Innovator with the skill. That's why it doesn't work. The problem that we have with so again, the whole point is, if we want to actually just use trade one Proto or Unicorn if you want to recycle. I mean, I think we are probably going to have to. I just don't want to. That's the primary issue I'm having right now. Alright, I think what we're probably going to do, if we include Bicorn, we're going to want more high levels in the deck. Like we say, we can easily take out at least one copy of you. We're probably taking out you. Does anyone become Sidra in the graveyard? Out of the existing guys? No, none of the ones in Duel Links do, unfortunately. Alright, let's try this. I still don't think this is going to work, but I think if we play with it a little bit, we'll get a feel for what feels okay. That's the idea. Let's see how it goes. Where is Cyber Rush Fusion? Very much not in Duel Links yet. Very much not in Duel Links yet. We have an Italian Stallion. By the way, you put in Cyber Tactical, but not Assault. Yeah, I mean, you don't need the entire extra deck filled up, so, like, it doesn't really matter. The issue is Cyber Assault is bad. Cyber Tactical is, like, okay. Now that is what you really don't want to see. These are what you want to see late game. We don't want to see these now. So already the deck is going against us. Konami, I love you and hate you at the same time. Yeah, I mean, considering they've given us Like I said, we have Battle Ballet. So now, like, it's one of those, like, anything's kind of on the table things, right? They could just give us Cyber Rush Fusion. They could just give us Celeb Rose, like, whenever they want. It's going to be interesting to see what they do decide to give us. I want to see tactical gameplay. The issue is Cyber Tactical Dragon is just not very good, right? So the logic is, if you get this guy out, you get to pop one guy, unless your opponent's board is, like, very hyper-specific, and then you can pop more than one guy, right? So it's like... Unfortunately, Cyber Tactical Dragon has just never been a particularly good card. Not even in OCG. I mean, this is pretty abysmal. I think the only safe play to make is probably this. Let me just pass. Again, we could have, like, gambled, but, like, what's the chance that the gamble actually pays off? If the skill, instead of trade, you can plus and you can add fusion every turn, would be too strong. Probably will be better use Innovator. Just do all of it. Just do all of those things. Let me use Innovator and let me add fusion every turn and make it so it doesn't take the card away from me. Okay. I mean, I don't care about that one. That's 2 copies of Trombo gone. Battle Ballet's coming down immediately. Okay. So we have to flip this down. I think I value my life more than keeping the body around. Okay. Straight to battle. Okay, that's fine. And I even get to keep the Cyber Serpent. That's neat. Alright, we'll flip up Serpent. Fire off the Barrage of Steel. Let's hit this one. I mean, it is a trap, I suppose. I suppose it is a trap. Then I will normal summon this and see if there's a delay. No delay. We'll activate Cyber Serpent. Again, we whiff on the Cyber Serpent draw, which is really not ideal. The issue here is this doesn't actually out his defense. Because the guy that he set has 2,900 defense. So I guess I'm going to grab you. We'll just see where this goes. We're just going to see where this goes. I can make another double fusion. That doesn't do anything. The issue is, the only way we beat these guys is with the Cyber End. We literally just don't have another way in deck to do it. So getting back anything just doesn't matter. Yeah. I think we just lose that. Alright, guys, I'm starting to realize that Cyber Dragon is just shit. Oh, is there like no good way to build this deck where it actually gets to like do things? Is it just doomed to just be a pile of garbage forever? Like we need to have some sort of game plan, but we just like the skill is just shit and the cards are just shit. Is there nothing we can do to fix this? Is there nothing we can do to fix this? 2 copies of Jointech Selection for help. But how does that fix the problem is the issue? Because that's the... We can't use any of the good Jointech cards with this skill, because they're level 7. Like, we're just... There's just nothing to do here. This deck is just ass, bro. It's so ass. What? Unironically, we might have to go into tactical. Buff twin or decrease the opponent's boss. Yeah, but even that is like just not great. I assume you're talking about Gale. Because Gale Venery, again, we did play this originally. The issue was... we didn't have good ways to get to fusion. That was always the problem. We don't have like good ways to recycle fusion. So that's why we wanted to play Reactor, but Reactor's taking up like too many, or Leading Actor is taking up too many slots. So I think we have to cut that. The issue is we're going to go back to just not being able to fusion summon regularly, and that kind of sucks. The other thing we can do is actually put in the Cyber Assaults. See if those end up playing ball. Probably take this out. Put this back in. Again, the downside we have now is that we're back to the same old, like, if we don't get fusion, we just die. Make Cyber End prey. The problem is, sometimes you can't make a Cyber End, and then what do you do? See your build on Discord. I can't wait to see this amazing build. Let's see how peak it is. Well, this is almost identical, ironically. The big difference is monster reincarnation. I mean, it's really nice if it works. The thing is, now that we don't have the ability to mill, I wonder if we even need... Because again, we have no way to get back the fusion from the grave. That is like this deck's like big cardinal sin. If we had a way to recycle fusion, I'd actually be feeling like pretty good about this. But like we've taken out our way to recycle fusion now. The only option left is prey. I mean, that's never ideal, really, is it? All I just want is cards that let me bring back fusion from the graveyard. But we can't play this one. Because we don't have any normal monsters for a start. And it's limit 3. So that doesn't work. Start at the beginning will be good. We'll make Light Galaxy tier 0. I mean, it would be pretty good. I mean, we've taken out a lot of... I suppose we still have a decent amount of milling left. Alright, let's go and take another look at our warriors. Hello, Baz. Welcome on in. Right, let's get the machines back up. Is there anything like crazy in here we can do? The other issue is this is an earth monster, so it's gonna conflict with Serpent getting the draw as well, which is also super awkward. Just super awkward. Hmm. I really don't want that in. I suppose we probably don't need it because of that. We can put that back in. That's fine. Hey, Prostrate. Welcome, welcome on in. We're having a fiddle around with a Cyber Dragon at the moment, and it's just not good. It's just not good. It is just bad. I think this is like the best generic card we can just slap in. We're probably never going to use 3 of that. There's a slim chance we use that, so we'll put that in. Alright, let's take this for a spin. Let's see how this feels. Maybe it can win a game. Maybe it can. Cool if Konami buffs Sidra in the next ban list. I mean, that would be cool. If you want more value of the Cyber Serpent, you could play the Reactor Reincarnation package and slap in Compulse. So the only issue I have with that is like, what is the benefit? Like, how does Cyber Serpent get value? Like, are you just saying because like Cyber Serpent could mill the Reincarnation and therefore you get the extra draw? Because like, other than that, like, there's not really any benefit to it, right? Because right now, we can turbo the graveyard for, like, no reason. There's no real reason to fill the graveyard. Same vein as heroes, the skills arguably worse because at least the heroes never stop getting fusion. Yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, with this... probably do this. I actually don't mind leaving 2 in hand because it does play around Curse if he is playing it. Don't have nearly as good cards to back it up. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? Is it feels like we're missing like so much stuff to like make anything reasonable here. Excuse me, what is his name? We're just not going to draw attention to it, I think. Haha! You hit Gale Vittery. Alright, Barrage of Steel. Let's get rid of that. So we could go for a triple. I can flip this up. Change this to attack. Activate your effect. Tribute over to summon. Summon this out. Send this. Bring this back. Activate the skill. Do that. We can send this. Grab this. Activate the fusion. Does it matter which one we get? I mean, this is just more damage. We'll just do twin. There's the heads. Slam into that. Slam into that. You get him for 22. I mean, that worked. All it took was our opponent just only using 3 cards from their hand. Easy, right? Nandato. They made a Striker Structure deck, WTF? Oh yeah. I assume you've already claimed yours, Pro. Or I suppose you haven't then if you only just heard of it, but... It's interesting. It's really interesting that they decided to give the striker stuff. I don't, like, dislike the striker stuff. I think the deck's obviously missing quite a lot, but it was always going to be, so... Sidra, best deck. we OTK'd one guy one time. Best deck, let's go! Right, we're against casters. Are you going to play strikers to time the future? I mean, probably not. I still think the deck's kind of a bit, like, simple. Like, there's not really a lot going on with strikers. Like, it's a fun deck. It's just, it's not my cup of tea. I mean, how deep do we want to go here, is the question. I don't really want to just set 3. Right, let's get aggressive, right? Let's just get aggressive. I mean, throwing out Proto is, like, not the end of the world here, but we could just tribute over something. Right, let's go Assault Cannon. I'm going to tribute over it, because I just want the extra card out of the hand. Let's get him for 2k. Let's see what he's got. Sevens is going to flip anyway the same turn, next turn. I mean, yeah. I mean, we all understand Sevens. This deck's been around for so long, and it is so just like monkey flip to play. Like, we all know where this is going. I grind the shit out of the game to pull Striker and Light Galaxy. To give context, I built Constructed Light Galaxy in a day, and now they just give us structures the whole deck. I'm ever so mildly pissed. I can understand that. I can understand you not being best pleased with that. We're activating Poly. Into Paladin. Okay, then we're going to use Witch, and then summon the last. Okay. Is this lethal? He doesn't have a lot of elements. Actually, how have you got this many elements in the grave? Did you just, like... Yeah, I suppose you had those two, and you just put Light and Dark in. I mean, we're alive. Go, Pot of Greed. Okay, okay. We'll go Sidra. Ah, if we had Processor, this would actually look really tasty. I could tribute over this to summon this. Use the effect to pop 1. Fuse. Pop that. He'd only have a 16. We'd have a 32. So we get him for 16, leave him on 24. The alternative is that we use that to pop that. We just go for a fusion using those two. Use over. That gets lucky and we gain the 500 attack. We go up to 33. 33 over that would be 17. Nowhere near lethal. I think we're always going to Cyber Serpent here. The draw hasn't really changed much. We don't have a regular Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. I could tribute both of these to summon this. Level 8 or lower, 24 or 100 higher attack. So that card in itself was just kind of useless. We could... summon, tribute both, summon this. Tribute both? How do we win here? Right, explain to me this lethal line and I will do it. But I do not see a lethal line with what we have here. Twin and join tech. Just twin and join tech. That is what you're explaining. Because twin and join tech isn't lethal. Assault. Skill. That is still not lethal. Alright, let's follow Louise's, right? Tribute both. Alright, we're gonna tribute both. Following Louise's game plan. We tribute both. We summon this. We activate skill. We boost this. We return this. We grab this. We summon. We summon. We activate the fusion. You want to go into twin. We summon Gale. We activate Gale. We go to battle. Well, we did get very lucky with that hit, though. So if we hadn't have gotten that flip, that would have been lower, another 700 less. Hey, Whistling. How is Sidra Gaming? Me card enthusiast. That was actually super rough. Like, we could have... So if we didn't get exactly that, if we got unlucky, effectively, that is 4... We would have lost 1,200 damage. So he was on 7. We hit him with this. That's 12. So that would have been 12 plus the 5, 17. So we were 1,000 over lethal. We would have had 1,200 less. So if we had lost the coin toss, we would have lost the game. So that entire game was on this flip going correct. That was the only way we won with that line. So that was just the gambling. That was literally gambling. Thank you for the follow, Taylor. Always appreciate it. Right, let's go again. Sidra seems like peak Gamba, just like good old Tirfing. Except Tirfing is like kind of consistent. That's the difference, right? Cyber Dragon isn't consistent. That's the issue. If there's no Gamba, there's no life. I don't tend to like it when my lethal line is entirely reliant on a coin flip. That's never ideal for me. But, you know, to each their own, I suppose. I mean, that's an interesting hand. In this deck, you need risk. That is exactly the way of saying this is a bad deck. No, my pot of greed! You jerk. Master Exile Road. Reveals the Witch. I think we just let him go off, and we'll stop him at a fusion. Gets the fusion, gets 2 copies of fusion. And then we bin the Witch. I'm going to do this, because I think he's being like so greedy that I want to punish it. So I'm going to do this. There is a world in which this stops him from doing everything. Zubababata and Faithbird is the backup plan. Okay, so that card in hand is I still don't get why we search 2 fusion. But the card in hand is the 7's Rogue Magician. The 2 back row are both fusion. This is where stuff's going to get funky. So this can reduce by 300, but not much else. I think we probably go Serpent. The only issue with Serpent is I want to tribute over it with Processor. Oh, we do have that in the graveyard though, so that's fine. We don't have to do that. We can go normal Serpent. There'll be no delay because we know what his back row is. Special Processor. Activate Serpent. I mean, I could pop one. Is there, like, much of a gain in doing so? We'll go Processor, pop this. Bring out Cyber Dragon. Boost this. We'll go 1, we'll go 2, summon out the twin. Summon out both Vinery, activate the effect. Tails is like... I mean, obviously we don't want Tails, we'd rather have heads, but like we'll take Tails, right? Double Tails? That is so bad. Because we now need the Cyber Twin to clear one of these. I'm going to activate Barrage of Steel anyway. I know what the back rows are, but I'm still going to get rid of it. So this needs to clear this, because this is 1400 defense. So if we had double heads, that was just... Was that lethal? It would be an extra... 24. Yeah, so if it was double heads, it was just over lethal. But it would have needed to be double heads. But if we had got 1 heads, this attack would have been on there. So we would have had... what? 33 on the other 2. So I think it does work out the lethal. Yeah, we just needed a heads. I think 1 heads was lethal there. It just works. Just gamble harder. I gamble away playable hands with Amazing Dealer and try to draw cat, even when better hands. Yeah, but, you know, at least you have a, like an objective, right? Get to the cat. What is this deck's objective? It's proven that if you gamble harder, you will win. I have heard that. In this chat. 7's baseball. So Sidra is treating you well. I mean... It's been doing okay, I guess is the way I would describe it. Well, now he's gotten out of 29. And as we all know, 29 is our, like, Horcrux. Is this lethal? No. Just under lethal? I mean, we got to keep Gale, and that is actually huge. Keeping Gale alive here is ridiculously big. Okay. So we summon Tribute over for this, use the skill, trade that, get that. The only problem is that back row is anything. It's kind of awful for us, but I mean, we have to just do what we have to do. So we summon. Tribute over. Activate the skill. Think about it from the grave. We go 1, we go 2, summon this out. I guess the safer play, in case that's like widespread, would have been to get the other one and then make the other guy, but let's just rock. Hey, we got a heads. No, we cool. Okay. That could have been a lot worse. We're probably still dead because we have two 1200s on the board, but... Ah. Who does this guy think he is? Parko at Worlds? Playing Buffered Slime and Spellcasters, honestly. I asked myself that same question in Spellcaster because I gamba even when I already have the cat. Sometimes you just have to gamble, right? Sometimes you have like a primal urge inside. We should have loads of... I was going to say Barrage of Steel left, so we just... Go, Gale. Heads. Go, Gale. Heads. Go, Curse. I mean, we'll take it, I guess. We will take it. Probably is better to make Rush. And we win in the last if we make Rush. Well, we don't always, right? If we make Rush, it does give us a stronger board. But because we only had a 1200 guy on the board anyway, we could have just been attacked over by something big, right? If he makes Master of Sevens, if he makes Paladin, we still just die anyway. But, like... Sidra is too strong. I mean, it's doing okay at the moment, right? Let's see what El Meto has got for us this time. I mean, that is a hand. I don't think we set, because if we set this, he's going to pop it. He's playing Spellcasters. So we're going to activate it. What is the line with this specifically? We'll set. We always want this on the board, either way. I'll tell you what, we're going to do this. We're going to tribute this. Get this out. We'll special this in defense. We'll activate it. And get this in defense as well. Then I'm going to set and pass. Because again, I don't want to set a back row, because then he's just going to fucking pop it. So I'm just like, I'd rather have the fusion. Sevens can't pass 3 high monsters. I mean, we'll see. Sevens is actually usually quite good at getting past 3 high monsters. Gatekeeping, I see. Okay. Oh, that means he's got the bloody witch. Of course he has. So he gets the Giga value. So this is probably fine. So we had the 2 SRM. Activates the fusion, nothing too surprising there. I assume he's going to flip up Gale. I mean, I guess he could change Processor to attack, but I think Gale makes the most sense. At the very least, our stats are pretty good. Giga Chad like me making Charmian Paladin first turn. I mean, he absolutely could. Why are we doing this? What is the logic behind TSAing to reduce my attack by 600? Keeps one card in hand. Well, that has to be a high level. And you're just letting me keep Processor? Okay. I'm okay with keeping Processor. I think this was a fair and just turn. Cyber Serpent. Activate Cyber Serpent. Whiff. Activate Processor. Send. Alright. So the options are, we make Twin and we summon out this. We could summon, reduce, make a Twin using these, summon this, send, get that back, get a second one of those, then we just make double Twin, right? This is just double Twin. Unless I'm missing something. Unless I'm like, I've forgotten something very obvious. Return to the deck, that one. Take this back. Summon Assault Cannon. Activate Assault Cannon. Reduce the attack. Go 1, we go 2. Summon this out. Special summon. Activate fusion. Go! Go again! And again! And don't stop! I mean, that worked out. Double Twin go, brr! I mean, evidently. 10 IQ spellcaster player. I mean, apparently. Guys, we made it to gold! Sure, why not? Oh, this deck is... It really does kind of feel like pain to play. It's like... Sometimes you get to do cool shit, but you feel like you only do cool shit when your opponent misplays. Or like when your opponent's board is like garbage. And God forbid you tried to take this thing to a tournament. Two for 3, which is 100% win rate. I mean, since we've changed the deck's build, that we haven't lost a game yet. Which is, like, nice, I guess. Right, we're going to activate the Pot of Greed. I usually don't like doing that on turn 1, but... in this specific situation... I think we'll leave it like this. This is fine. That's fine. I always like it when they Trombo first, because then that makes me feel like double, or at one Trombo was sent to the graveyard there, by the look of that. So only one Trombo left. There's the other Trombo. That's huge now. If he activates the effect... In fact, it's already on the board, so I can just flip it down whenever I want. And then he can't play around Shady anymore. He's going to activate that effect. Right. The issue here is if he has... So if he has Recital... Or what's it called now? Ballet. If he has Ballet... He's already drawn a lot of cards from the deck. I think we have to let this go, because the chance he has another boss in hand to tribute over this is quite high. I think we're going to get... I mean, I don't need to keep... This is fine. I'll just let you go off. He's playing very strangely. Okay. We'll just take that. That's fine. I'm just so bewildered as to what exactly he's doing here. Alright. Go Cyber Dragon. We'll get rid of this back row. That is actually huge, getting rid of that. I don't know why he didn't play that, but okay, we'll take it. Do we just make double, or do we just go for the Cyber End? Cyber End is actually not awful here. Summon, fuse. I could go... I can only make the one either way. So the benefit of Cyber End is it's not easy for him to deal with, right? If I make a Cyber End, he now has to make his big fusion to deal with it. Tiger can pass End, but can it pass End through Shady, right? He would need to get a back row hate, so he'd have to make full Orchestra, and then he would have to make the fusion. Otherwise he can't. Right, let's do this. I've seen the issue, which is the number of cards in hand really sucks. I think if we had one more card in hand, I think I'd go for the end play. But because I don't, I'm just going to do this. I can't end with a card with that as well. Can you make Cyber End and keep a card? No. Yeah, that's the fundamental issue we've got here. I think it is the correct play if we could, though. I didn't realise Adamancipators were rocks, which means new cards for Block Dragon deck. How did you not know the Adamancipators were rocks? If only they buffed Sidra. Yeah, where's my skill that lets me keep a card? Come on, Konami, what is this? I had the perfect play otherwise. That's back Flute Tomahawk. Okay. Tributes for Digisoon. That's fine. Summons Boton. That's fine. So he has 3 cards in hand. If I don't call his bluff, he discards 3, goes up to 6,000, attacks over that, I'm dead. He also kills us if he just discards 2 cards. So I have to do this here. I do not get a say. If I don't do this, there is a good chance I am straight up dead. So we have to basically do this here. Now, if he has Ballet... If he discards 2 cards... so actually, is flipping this down going to kill me? No. We can't die here. Because we gain the 1500 from Shady, at least. Okay. The issue is, actually winning from this position is going to be really difficult. Now, he can't boost his attack anymore. But these two are just stuck at 3k. They can get piercing whenever they want, though, so we can't just stall. Which means we have to just draw into fusion with Cyber Serpent. I don't think I have a say. I think it's literally, we have to just draw fusion. Or we just die. That's not what I wanted. Okay. We've already searched fusion, so I can't get another one, because the skill sucks. So I think we're just cooked. If he pierces over, we take 9, we take 14. We have to set something. I can reduce that by another 3, that doesn't do anything. I have to set something. Right, we're going to try and just go for the living a turn play. Yeah. The issue is, if he just has another ballet, then we're just cooked anyway. Nothing mattered. Not having a skill that searches fusion every turn really matters, huh? Yeah. It's really bad. It's really bad. Heroes in 7 showed us that. Well, that's why we would... Like, the build we started with at the start of the day was the... try and get fusion into your hand as much as possible build. But... it just didn't matter. I mean, bro should have everything he needs after using Pot of Greed as well. I mean, we play it outright. There's a slim chance. Like, because if he summons Digisoon, we're dead. If he activates Ballet, we're dead. But if he just summons, like, Ensemble... Right, that's Digisoon. Yeah, that's just game. Alright, we'll let bro kill us as long as he's not wasting time. He needs to do this, so this isn't wasting time. Even Matarian didn't have it this bad. At least we could play Starry Start. I mean, basically, right? Even if we could play Starry Start, we probably wouldn't play it in here anyway, though, right? Because we don't have any normal monsters. Like, it's all just so mid. We only died by 700 as well, which is kind of funny. If we had the ability to search fusion, it does, like, every turn. It does so much for this deck. Which, again, that's why we were trying it out with the leading actors, but unfortunately, it just doesn't matter. Seven? Like 7 Sasso! Exactly, Prostrate, exactly. Oh, we're playing against a Canadian player this time. Still playing the Wind Warriors. But it's not fair, because their skill lets them add fusion every turn. That's like a really big handicap. I mean... Sure, I don't want to end my turn with these cards in my hand. I'd rather have an extra guy on the board. Alright. Let's see what Deadlock's got for us. I played Sidra so much, and every time I just end up getting annoyed, I only get each card once. Yeah, I mean, that's... I think if we just had a way to just get fusion every turn, like every other fusion deck, the deck would feel pretty good, but we just don't have that, so... I mean, do we just start poking holes? Sure, let's just... I don't know, let's just shoot something. That one. Let's get that one. Okay, bro's playing card restoration. Is this a This is maximum deck then, right? Is there anything we can do with that information? How do we want to go about this? We can just tribute, get that out, that doesn't do anything. Summon that, use the effect. No matter what, we have to do a tribute, which is so annoying. Tribute that for that. Use the effect. Summon, use that one's effect. But it always ends me with one less body, which is super ass. I don't want that. I guess I don't really get a say, so we just have to. If I go double, what do I get out of it? It's not lethal. It's going to be close to lethal, but it's not lethal. I don't think I'm going to do that. So really, I shouldn't have done this yet, but that's fine. Assuming this is the maximum deck, I actually think I'm going to do this. If this isn't the maximum deck, then we are getting just absolutely clowned on, but... Okay. So if he summons specifically this max, if he summons the Beast Team, it comes out as a 4K and we crash. So, like, if it's just that, we're fine. And if he just doesn't have it, he has to set and we win anyway. Okay. Well, we did play it correctly. Because the other line we could have done, we could have gone for double fusion, like double twin. But because we didn't have an extra monster to get that last attack in, it wouldn't have been a lethal line anyway, right? Cyber End for the win. I do love Cyber End. I'll always have like the Zane hype, right? Like obviously I watched GX when I was a kid. Like Zane was like the coolest character in GX. Buff the star sign skills, take away the number restriction. I think they don't want people playing generic skills, though. Like, I mean, if you take a look at speed, they just keep taking away the generic skills more and more and more. Now make Cyber Rush Dragon. So we have made Cyber Rush Dragon twice today. That was just before you got here, Pro. Will be funny if they release the Search Fusion. I mean, it would be funny. I can't even use that. That makes me sad. This is annoying. I don't have lethal. Well, alright, he's got 2 back row, so we probably don't have lethal anyway. But because I'm one body short of actually just being able to threaten lethal. Alright, let's summon and see if there's a delay. There is a delay. We'll summon Proto and see if there's a delay. Right, I'm just going to activate. We're just going to get heads. We didn't get heads. I'm just going to swing. Realistically, I probably should have summoned the Cyber Dragon, because then I could also use the skill. And I could have done it before I set monsters as well. No matter what, I think this is kind of a shit hand. And this is a really bad matchup. So, we'll see if it would have mattered anyway. Is Treleo. Tributes both for boat. I think we're just dead. I'm pretty sure we are just dead here. On the plus side, no matter what we did, it wouldn't have made a difference. The only play that potentially kept us alive was just setting everything. And like, how can you set everything when your opponent's like got a completely empty board, right? That's ludicrous. Well, that's lethal on board. Well, it turns out that you still just can't beat the best deck, right? Like, again, like, we could have just set 2 cards in defense and then prayed. But with all that he had, he should have been able to pick us apart there. Like, the win con was like he just doesn't have Leica. Alright, another Spellcaster player. Well, the Spellcaster players have been pretty easy so far today. If you search Proto and hit heads with Vinery, it was lethal. 21, 11, 20. No, yeah, you are right. I mean, we didn't hit heads anyway, so it didn't matter. But you are right. I forgot that we could search the fucking Proto. I mean, this is, again, not exactly the ideal turn 1, but... he would just not use the back row. Real. We can cope that they nerd LG and structure deck as a sign of how to use it. Potentially. They limit Plora to 1. I think they could limit Plora to... so in my mind, the way that I kind of go to it is you could say they're going to put it to 3. Because then that deck is still technically still legal because you have 1 Plora, 1 Klein, 1 Secret Order. Alright, summon Assault Cannon. No delay. Let's get out Processor. It doesn't matter how we do that, we're still always paying 2 cards to get this out. We'll just do this, I think. Okay. Are we going to get a trap card out of him? We are not. We are going to clear both of them. Okay. And then we have the Shady. He's got 3 back row. We've got like some okay stats on the board to stop spellcasters from just chunking us. I wonder if they just... straight up kill this version of Light Galaxy and release new support with its own skill, etc. I mean, potentially. The thing is, the Eternal version of the deck is like so iconic. And the way the deck goes in the future, like the direction it takes, is kind of a toolbox, the extra deck kind of deck. where you play all the different Transam Line fusions. Yo, is that Aero Sorcerer? Please do not hit the 33. Thank you. I mean, I'd like it if you didn't hit that one as well, but... This is fine. I will let you do your little spinning plates. This is fine. Summon that. You're going to summon the cat now? Activates that. That's fine. If you just go to combat, this is also fine. I don't mind. Ah. Okay. That's not what you really want to see, if we're being completely honest. Yeah, I think this is just the boring play we make. Unfortunately, this hand is doo-doo. To be fair, I don't think Light Galaxy needs nerfs now. There are multiple decks that are similar power level. I mean, kinda. It's one of those things where I still think Light Galaxy is like a little bit too strong. Because like the only place we're really seeing Light Galaxy like falter. I mean, to be fair, it didn't like have the greatest showing at Worlds. Okay. Straight to battle. Okay. I mean, I've got, like, nothing going on here. I need to draw stuff. I need to draw good. Deck, please draw good. Go Cyber Dragon. There is a delay. Cyber Serpent. And we hit Earth. So we are just cooked. Alright, we will go for you. Alright, let's just go for this. No! Has it got widespread? Okay, no, I think it's slime. We'll just pass on that. Right, Cyber Serpent is fine. Cyber Serpent's a good guy. Is that Hikari in the chat? Why I'm trying to catch the tomato stream. Hello, hello, Hikari. Welcome, welcome. You've caught us kind of faffing, I guess is the way to think of this. So if he ever puts a card on the board that is 1900 attack, we have to Shady. We have to. We don't get a say in that. So if he's able to get... Yeah, this is the problem. Because now, if he is able to just summon out a Charmy Witch, we're just dead. There's nothing we can do about it. But, like, there was no way to play around that. Sevens needs a nerf. 2 and Music Princess is not similar level. I mean, I think that Music Princess is definitely showing that it has legs. It's definitely a deck that is able to compete. It's just like, where exactly does it land, right? Unfortunately, Shiny Shady isn't going to keep us alive. So we're just dead. Let's get out of here. Alright. Let's get another game. I'm trying to think where that game went wrong. I guess we had that one turn where we just drew, like, nothing, right? And that, like, massively set us back. We lost, like, 3,000 life points. We just had, like, just a turn of just absolutely nothing. Which I suppose goes back to, like, we couldn't activate the skill. Light Galaxy. Probably do this. When Shadowverse stream for new set? I haven't played a lot of the new set. So, right. So my take on Shadowverse is I really liked the first set. It wasn't, like, super balanced, I guess is the way I would describe it, but, like, it was a really fun set. The second set I didn't really like. I just, in general, none of the decks really spoke to me. The decks I really liked were, like, really garbage. And that kind of, makes it feel like it's not as exciting, I guess. Oh, we get to keep Cyber Serpent. Alright, let's flip. Let's drop Barrage of Steel. Let's hit that. Okay. We'll go Pog. What I need is Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. So let's go Cyber Serpent. Activate. There is a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard. Activate. We hit an Earth Machine, so that didn't count. Get rid of you. Bring out Cyber Dragon. We can only make one fusion. So I think it's just always Cyber Twin, right? Go for you, and you, into you. Bring out the Cyber Dragon, set this, go to battle, swing over this, swing over this, swing over this, swing in direct. Okay, I mean, we got him down at 800. We still have the Shady. This is looking okay, right? This is looking okay. How many I haven't been counting? I mean, we do keep track of all the data. We can have a look, right? Behold. So it has won one tournament. It took second place in RDL Weekly. It took top 4 in 1, 2, 3, 4 of these tournaments. So that's a lot of tops. Right now, it is the second best performing deck with 27.3% top 4 points. In representation alone, it's at 24%, which is still pretty good. Treleo. Yeah, the issue we usually have is a lot of the Japanese tournaments aren't advertised very well. Like, I remember there was a an Angel Cup that happened that was, like, kind of out of the blue. Like, they didn't advertise it. They hadn't been doing Angel Cups regularly for a long time. And then they were like, oh, why did only, like, 12 people sign up? And it's like, well, because you didn't advertise it. You were just like, oh, we're doing one. Here it is. I mean, sure, we'll take that. We'll take that. We will take that. We always take those. Considering today has been quite a scuffed stream, actually went okay. We did start a lot later than we were expecting, but you know, sometimes it all works out okay. That is, though, going to be the end of today's stream. We actually had quite a good time. The gameplay was kind of hit or miss. Some of the Cyber Dragon stuff was cool. I think, really, I like Cyber Dragon so much from, like, a TCG, a speed, like an anime perspective, and from playing in, you know, the Rush Duel OCG. I like Cyber Dragon so much that whenever I see Cyber Dragon being really mid in Duel Links, I'm just like, guys, just give us a stick. Like, give me anything. Give me something. Give me crumbs. I will take some crumbs. Just make it slightly better. So I genuinely, like, am super passionate about the Cyber Dragon deck, and I really want it to be good in Duel Links. It just makes me really sad that it just isn't. And every iteration we've had so far in Duel Links, I suppose we've only really had the one, has felt, I don't know, not very Cyber Dragon-y. When I think of Cyber Dragon, I'm always thinking, like, spamming out fusion monsters, doing cool fusion shit. And it's like, oh yeah, you can do that once. I'm like, where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? But other than that, today has been really, really fun. Obviously, we did go over the new box. We did take a look. We even did our prediction of who we think the next characters are going to be for Duel Links, specifically for Rush, which we had a lot of fun doing. Like, I just love yapping about that shit. That shit's just so much fun for me. But we will be back on Thursday with another stream. Thursday might be a speed stream, because I do want to get some more speed gameplay in. So that might be a speed stream on Thursday. Either way, we will do the Rush Yap. We always do the Rush Yap. But it might be speed gameplay. So just, you know, if you really don't like speed, that's your warning. It might be a speed stream. Quantum is back. I mean, I would hope Quantum is back. But thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.